Slide 1. Hello and welcome. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll cover 4 economic topics vital for our executive planning day: the macroeconomy and business cycle, the impact of U.S. tariffs on Australia and the U.S., behavioral economics and food choices, and AI's effect on labor markets and quality. My aim is to provide clear, actionable insights to guide our strategic planning. Slide 2. Here are 3 key indicators: GDP, inflation, and unemployment. GDP measures the total value of all final goods and services produced in a country over a set period, indicating economic size and growth. Inflation is the rate at which general prices rise, often tracked by the Consumer Price Index. Rising inflation erodes purchasing power and raises costs. The unemployment rate is the percentage of the labor force seeking work but unable to find it. High unemployment signals lack and reduced spending. Together, these metrics reveal if the economy is expanding, peaking, contracting, or in a trough. Slide 3. This business cycle graph plots real GDP over time through 4 phases: expansion, peak, recession, and trough. During expansion, GDP rises, inflation ticks upward, and unemployment falls. At the peak, output is highest but inflation risk increase. Then recession sets in, GDP declines, unemployment rises, and inflation cools. Finally, the trough marks the lowest output before recovery begins. For our organization, knowing which phase we're in helps time decisions like increasing capacity during expansion or tightening budgets during recession to optimize resource allocation and maintain competitiveness. Slide 4. On the left is Australia's ad. As model, the vertical axis is price level, and the horizontal axis is real GDP. U.S. tariffs on our exports shift demand from ADTAT to ATAT as ad shifts left. Output drops from Y to Y to Y and price level falls from PSAT to PSAT, reflecting lower export revenue. On the right is the U.S. model. Short-term tariffs on imports shift as demand from ATAT shift U.S. demand from ad prices from PTAT to YTAT penetrate over time. Higher production costs shift supply from ESTA to ESTA, reducing output from YTA to YTA and pushing prices from PDAT to PDAT. In other words, the U.S. sees a temporary. Slide 5. Tariffs create broader challenges. First, supply chain disruptions force us to find alternative suppliers or absorb higher input costs. Second, reduced export volumes can weaken the Australian dollar, raising import prices. Third, global uncertainty dampens investment and consumer spending. Sector-specific impacts include oversupply in agriculture. If U.S. demand falls, for our company, we need to diversify into new markets, especially in Asia and Europe. We should also manage. Slide 6. Behavioral economics shows people don't always make rational choices. We often use mental shortcuts called biases. Take food choices. For example, present bias makes employees pick a $5 burger over an $8 salad. The burger is cheaper and tastes good right now. Status quo bias keeps them choosing familiar fast food. Loss aversion makes them avoid losing taste or comfort. But we can help. We can place healthy food at eye level, give small discounts on salads, and make healthy items the default. This guides choices without forcing anyone. Slide 7. AI changes labor demand in two big ways. Demand rises from DTOT to DSOT as companies need people to build and manage AI tools. This pushes up skilled wages from WA tight to WA taut and boosts skilled hiring. Overall, in the unskilled market, AI automates routine tasks, shifting demand from DSOT to dowskilled wages, fall from W tight to W tight, and employment declines. These diverging trends widen wage inequality. For our organization, the solution is clear. Invest in upskilling. Allocate a training budget so employees in routine roles can transition to higher skill positions. Partner with universities or online platforms for AI and data analytics certifications. Offer salary incentives for employees who gain AI-related skills. By acting now, we maintain a competitive workforce and reduce turnover. Slide 8. To recap, we need to keep an eye on GDP, inflation, and unemployment, and use those key indicators to know when to invest and how to staff trade. Tensions and tariffs are changing demand in Australia and the Australia and the US, so we should spread our markets, watch closely, and update forecasts. In our cafeteria, small nudges can guide healthier choices. AI is boosting demand for skilled workers and leaving others behind. That means we need to invest in training. Here's the plan. Start a weekly economic committee. Launch a tariff task force. Test cafeteria nudges and put to $200. Slide 9. Thank you for watching.